The sister asked a question about 1 John 4. I've made a few videos on this already, and but it's very difficult to understand, beloveds, to actually understand the concept of the flesh and the flesh. Because if you don't listen to the main books of the Bible, it becomes quite difficult. But there are many texts that actually explain these things. So today I want us to continue with that and elaborate on a few other things for us to see what God wants from us and how we can be the servant. Because, beloved, remember, God creates through His Son. What does He create? Life and light, isn't it? So if I am the Son of God, God lives within me. That's what Jesus is. Emmanuel. Matthew 1. God with us. So if God is with us, understand that concept, beloved. Don't let your mind wander. Think to yourself, God is with us. Where two or three are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst of thee. In what form? You see, in the form of light, in the form of spirit, in the form of understanding, in the form of creating. So, beloved, if you can't separate this flesh from the spirit flesh, you're going to find it very difficult to truly understand what the Bible is teaching us. Because when you read the Bible, and remember, the Bible's been edited to pieces for many years. Because everybody that worked on that book, after it's been written by the mystics onto those scrolls, they believed there was a physical Jesus. Remember that. So even those who work with the scrolls and the videos that you watch on YouTube where they talk about this Jesus, they talk about a physical Jesus, they talk about a physical Paul, they talk about all physical things. It's only certain people that truly understand that Jesus could never have been a physical being. And they can prove that, or there's no proof, let me put it that way, that there ever was a physical being, Jesus, on the planet. So I'll get you those things, but you can get it on YouTube or in the internet anyway. So these are all man-made things. So there never was a physical Jesus. God made the humans, the human form. And then we walked the planet millions of years ago. Well, not the humans. The humans are 200,000 to 300,000, as you know. You know these things already. And then each living being has a soul. And you evolved for millions of years until you reach the human form. And now from here you have a soul. Now the soul has to get to God, because that belongs to the ocean of light. So the first creation that evolution refers to, like Darwin and all the people that explains, the scientists that explains evolution, is true, obviously. As I said in many of the videos, it's not the bodies that evolved. That had to evolve as well. Yes, the brain had to increase. The capacity of the brain had to increase for us to understand our Creator. But now we evolved for millions of years until we reach the human form, which is the most advanced animal on the planet. So when we reached the human form, we evolved for another few 100,000 years, and then God started creating light within us. He started creating earth first, and He created heavens, and He created light, and He created all things within us. So why did He create these things? Because He wants to get the soul to Him. So before the Bible was written, there was no way to get to God. So then God, or there was, but I don't want to go there. Like in Buddhism, in Hinduism, there was, because you'll see that they refer to Shiva that appeared in India more than 15,000 years ago. That's recorded. So that is Shiva is God in flesh. That is God communicating with us. So now God takes on our flesh and He creates within us. He creates within us a earth. Why a earth? Because everything is created from the earth. And when we read in the New Testament, Luke, Mark, Luke 8, Matthew 13, Mark 4, the sower went out to sow his seed, and the seed fell upon the earth, and then everything grew, the fertile earth, etc. So you can reject the seed of the and. So there had to be an earth because everything happens on the earth. Now the earth is spirit understanding. That's where it begins. So now God created the Bible, gave us the Bible to get to Him, to set the soul free of the mind. So when He created man, He created him to His image, and He made him of the dust of the earth. What is dust? It's sin. It is darkness. It's death. But out of that will come life. That's why it says, let the dead bury the dead. When you're under the earth, you're dead. Not the physical earth as well. But in the spirit earth, we're talking, when we read the Bible, everything is spiritual. Everything. Because, beloved, if Adam and Eve were spiritual, which is God's image, how can Cain and Abel now be physical? How can Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob be physical? So that's why I said, I'm making a long story short, beloveds, because I want to get to a point. So Jesus started with Adam because the first Adam was of the earth, the second Adam was the Lord from heaven. What happened there? Why do they say the first Adam is of the earth, the second Adam is the Lord from heaven? Because Adam, that image of God within me, you will see when you read the lost books of the Bible, the banned books of the Bible, you will see that God teaches much deeper teachings than what you hear from the normal Bible that we read. Because they banned those books because people don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to them at all. Only we can understand those things because it's deep spirit. It has deep spiritual meaning. And that's why with time I'm going to take more things out of that Bible and start revealing it to you. So now that Adam, the first Adam, God said he regretted that He made man. Because in the banned books of the Bible He says that it wasn't supposed to happen that way. When He made Adam, Adam should have served Him and he shouldn't have partaken of the wrong things. He shouldn't have eaten of the tree of good and evil, the tree of knowledge. But however, that's what happened. So now, then that Adam was chased out of the garden. In other words, when we eat of the tree of knowledge, we start attaining wisdom of what is right and what's wrong. And then when we start attaining wisdom of what's right and wrong, then we start judging. Because now we say, oh no, you're not good enough for me, and I'm this and you that, and whatever, there we go. So that's why they had to be under the law. You see? So God made the law that they're not allowed to do this, they're not allowed to do that. And then it took all the time from Adam to Jesus for them to overcome the law. And that's why God gave us a new law. Love God above all and thy neighbor as thyself. Now, all that is within the church. The church was Adam. Also the church, beloved, is the Garden of Eden. I can get you that text and play it to you. But the Garden of Eden was Adam, because was the church, because the snake is in the church, isn't it? Satan is in the church. And Adam and Eve was kicked out of the church, but out of the garden, but the snake was still there. So those are things I'll all explain to you. But now we have to understand that that's the cycles the church went through. And Adam was 930 years old, and then it was this one, Abel was 900 years old, and this one, Methuselah, was 960, and Noah was 800 and 900, and all these. That's how the church evolved, beloved. Until we got to David, where David had the beautiful eye that started. That's why he's the son of the father of Jesus. Jesus, the son of David, because David had the beautiful eye, and then he started seeing beautiful in his beloveds, and then he started loving his beloveds, and then he started giving his life to his beloveds. Because if you see good in your members only, beloveds, and in your beloveds, you're going to love them, isn't it? Because you can't find any fault with them. You just love them because you just see good in them, no matter what they do. That's the eye of David. That's why Jesus is born of David. So that's when the church evolved into that form where they started giving their life. They realized that we have to give our lives. And now that spirit is from God. That's the only time that they could contact with God in that way, that they can start ascending into higher levels of God consciousness. Because he says, even though David did not ascend into the heavens, remember that. Nobody ascended into any heaven before that. Paul ascended, Jesus ascended, all the others could ascend later, but it's all through Christ. So that is the church that evolved. There was no physical person that was a David or a Abram or a Isaac. Okay? There's no physical Jesus. It's Adam, the first Adam, earth, the second Adam, the Lord from heaven, all spirit. It's the spirit that evolved for God to get hold of your soul, to become one of the ocean of light. And that's why from this level we have to start ascending. Now this flesh and blood cannot enter into the kingdom of God. Now we have to start conquering the flesh. Now it's not this flesh that I cut off a hand and now I'm going to ascend a little bit, then I cut off an ear and I ascend a little bit. That's basically what they're saying. If you say Jesus is a physical being, beloved, Jesus Christ is the path which leads to God. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Nobody comes to Father but by me. Hello? So if I attain the Father, if God makes his abode within me, I'm Jesus Christ. Because now I'm the Son of God. Now when God makes his abode within me, what is God? He's love, he's light, he's the truth. So now I know that truth. Now I can teach you how to get to God. I can teach you how to conquer your flesh. And that's the flesh that the Bible is referring to. As I always say, when he said that you will leave your mother and father, and you will marry your wife, and you will become one flesh, one understanding, one spirit. If we take it physically, it's not physical, but we say that for those who don't understand. Because my wife used to go to parties and with the girls' nights, and we used to go on boys' nights. And now when you get married, no more that. We become one. We like the same things. We love the same things. We do the same things. We become one flesh, one understanding. That's the flesh that God is referring to. So when I overcome my flesh, that's what I love, I have to overcome. For God to make his abode and be magnified within me. So what the Bible is actually referring to, beloveds, is when you marry your husband is the priest, your overplaced, and the community is his wife. So now that priest will teach you what is right and what is wrong. You become one flesh. You become one understanding. When Adam created Eve, he created her with his ribs. What is your ribs? Your ribs protect your heart and your lungs. Where's your heart and your lungs? Your heart and your lungs, your understanding. Your ribs is what protects your lungs, and that is your understanding, your spiritual understanding. In other words, when God spoke to Adam, he breathed into his nostrils. And if you breathe into somebody's nostrils, you breathe into his lungs. So he breathed into his nostrils and he became a living soul. Why? Was he a dead soul? Yes, he was a dead soul. He didn't know he was naked. He didn't know what was right and what was wrong. So when they ate of the tree of knowledge, they started understanding what's right and what's wrong. That's where the law started. No, you're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do this. So when he breathed in him, he became a living soul. So how was I dead? I was dead in my fleshly understanding. How is that? Exactly the same when Jesus said, let the dead bury their own dead. Because you under your understanding. When God said in the beginning, let there be light, where does the light shine? Under the earth or above the earth? Above the earth, upon the earth. So when I'm buried, my soul is buried under the earth, I don't receive light. I can't understand. But when somebody digs me up, we are risen with Christ. We are risen from the dead. We are risen from the grave. And now we upon the earth, like the angel in Revelation 10, 1 foot on the sea, 1 foot on the earth, on the land, or the earth. So it wasn't, he stood, how can you stand with your 1 foot on the sea and what, that must have been some angel, isn't it? So it's all spiritual, beloved. So that's why when you come out from under the earth, that's when the light will shine upon you. When the light shines on something, it grows and it attains life and it attains light and it becomes healthy. So it's all spiritual. A snake can't speak, beloved. Just that in itself. Now they say, no, that's a parable or that's a this or I don't even what they, I don't know. The thing is, beloveds, we mustn't argue. You must be so sharp that you can just tell them, okay, listen, beloved, if they really want to argue and they don't want to understand, there's nothing you can do about it. Like the Jews from Jerusalem with Jesus, they're going to crucify you. But God made it easy for you because he gave you the apostolic members of Christ now. You don't have to be there to be imprisoned. You are now set free. So don't do that to each other. Please, just love each other and just set each other free. And let God be the words upon your tongue. Let that light and that love be you. So, beloveds, those who say that Jesus didn't come in the flesh is the Antichrist. Of course. Because the Word took on flesh. What is the Word? The Word is God. Now everything, oh, the Word is God. And when you, beloved, how is the Word? Is the Word the universe? The Word is the lowest form of communication you can have on this planet. When you leave the body, you don't even use words. When we communicate in spirit, it becomes more involved. So when you leave the body, how do you create? Not in words. Then the Word must be within you, in your flesh. And that is God. Because when you leave your body, you're exactly the same person as you are now. Not the fleshly body, but your thoughts won't be different. If you're a person that hate and have hang-ups and all sorts of things, you're going to be the same. And you're going to be born back into that same, what do you call it? Omstandighede. You're going to be born in that, because you have to overcome it. That's why you're here. God is taking you to conquer the flesh.